What if faith was not a source of salvation, but a carefully constructed system designed to control what you are allowed to believe, see, and even become? That disturbing question sits at the core of Immaculate, 2024, a religious psychological horror film that transforms devotion into paranoia and sanctuary into confinement. From the very beginning, the story introduces a young woman who arrives at a secluded religious institution seeking purpose, structure, and spiritual belonging. On the surface, everything appears serene, disciplined, and sacred. But underneath that carefully maintained order lies something far more unsettling. Something hidden behind silence, ritual, and obedience. One of the film's central themes is control disguised as faith. The environment is built around rules that feel protective at first, but gradually begin to feel restrictive. The more the protagonist integrates into the system, the more she realizes that belief here is not freely chosen, it is shaped, guided, and enforced through subtle psychological pressure. What initially feels like spiritual guidance slowly becomes emotional confinement. Another key theme is bodily autonomy. The film constantly raises discomfort around what is done to the body in the name of purity, tradition, or divine purpose. The horror is not just supernatural, it is institutional. It explores how systems of power can redefine ownership of one's own body under the guise of higher meaning. This creates a growing sense of internal rebellion within the protagonist. A subtle but powerful layer in the film is sensory isolation. Much of the environment is quiet, controlled, and visually minimalistic, which makes every disruption feel amplified. Small inconsistencies in behavior, tone, and ritual begin to stand out, creating a slow build-up of psychological tension. The audience is placed in the same position as the protagonist, observing, questioning, and gradually realizing that not everything aligns with what is being presented. Another important element is trust erosion. The protagonist initially relies on authority figures for guidance and understanding. But as contradictions begin to surface, that trust weakens. Every explanation begins to feel incomplete. Every reassurance feels rehearsed. This breakdown of certainty is what drives the horror forward. As the narrative progresses, the institution's hidden realities begin to surface, revealing that what is being protected may not be sacred at all, but something far more disturbing, maintained through secrecy and control. The horror intensifies not through sudden violence, but through revelation. Each discovery forces the protagonist to reassess everything she believed about safety, faith, and purpose. By the final act, the story shifts from passive acceptance to confrontation. The protagonist is no longer trying to understand the system, she is trying to survive it. The truth she uncovers challenges not only the institution, but the entire foundation of what she was taught to believe. The ending of Immaculate does not offer spiritual comfort or moral clarity. Instead, it leaves the audience with a disturbing ambiguity where faith, truth, and manipulation become indistinguishable. That uncertainty is intentional. Because the film is not simply questioning religion. It is questioning what happens when belief is shaped by systems that demand obedience over understanding. The final message is haunting. Not all sanctuaries are safe. Not all faith is freedom. And sometimes, what is presented as purity is built on something far more disturbing underneath. If you enjoyed this analysis and ending explained, don't forget to subscribe to Movie Story Recaps, like, share, and comment which movie you want next.